wanted to bring a video real quick to kind of show you guys my mobile hunting setup for this year. I switched it up this year, so I've tried literally everything that I can think of in terms of mobile hunting. I've tried just saddle, I've tried sticks, I've tried one sticking, I've tried regular saddle and platform, I've tried ring of steps, I've tried JX3. I've tried it all, in my opinion, climber, everything. And I just haven't found anything that I could be comfortable throughout the entire hunt and have two different options that give me the ability to sit, to stand, to turn around and sit, to be able to shoot behind me without having to, do the whole saddle, behind you type shoot thing. So this setup gives me all that versatility. It lets me still get into any tree I want to, and it's only probably an additional maybe 3 to 4 pounds heavier than what I was carrying before. And I've added an entire stand versus just a platform. So here's my setup for the year. So it's an XOP Cold World stand. I've got the TX5 custom straps on there. Those are super nice. I use a Badlands Monster fanny pack with the chest harness removed, and then I use climbing spikes. So in Georgia, we're allowed to use climbing spikes, and in my opinion, climbing spikes are the best way to climb a tree. Once you get used to them, yes, they can be extremely dangerous at first until you know how to use them. But I've been using them for about 4 years now, and I feel super confident in them. I know what kind of trees I can and can't climb. I mean, it does limit you a little bit to like super, super hard, dense bark trees are really difficult to climb, and they're a little bit sketchy, especially in the dark. So what we'll do is we'll kind of go through the setup, and then I'll show you guys how I climb the tree, how I set it all up, and all that kind of stuff. That way you guys can kind of see how it all works. And then if you have any questions, just shoot me a comment down below. All right, guys, so I'm kind of down here at ground level with you just because I want to show you and break down each piece of my gear and kind of explain how I use it and the reason I use it that way. So this is the XOP Cold World. I think it's about 7.5 pounds raw weight with nothing added to it. I've added some paracord wrapped around where the post touches the platform just to quiet that down a little bit. The seat does have a locking mechanism. You just unscrew that. Just unscrew that, and then you can unlock the seat, and you're ready to hunt. And then you can adjust the level of your seat. So when I'm getting ready to hunt, I'll take my bag off. Obviously, I have the Badlands fanny pack with my spikes strapped to the bottom of them. This just kind of lays onto the seat like so. Then, so once I get to the tree, I'll take this off, set that aside, and then to prep my stand, I usually take the seat leveler down, so that way I'm not trying to do that while I'm hanging in the tree. So I'll have it just kind of chilling like that. I do have the XOP bow holder on here too. It's a really good addition. It's like 20 bucks on Amazon. And then in the side pocket here, I keep my Mad Rock Safeguard and then my carabiner that goes on the bridge of my saddle. So I still use my saddle as a safety harness with this system, because it just basically prevents me from having to use a safety harness, and then I can use it like a saddle as well. XOP actually makes a saddle that's made like a safety harness where you have the tether on the back as well. So I may actually switch to that next year. Right now I have the Custom Gear Modifications Cobra, and it's a good saddle. It's not the most comfortable in the world. It's definitely not the lightest in the world. So I may be making some switches on that next year. I had the Cruiser XC, and I got rid of it just because it was too heavy. And then I went to the Custom Gear Modification. It's not even lighter. So I'm going to look for something a little bit lighter next year, just to lighten the load a little bit on the saddle side, because I really don't use any dump pouches. I use one dump pouch right now, and it holds a grunt cowl and a rangefinder. So, and then in this pocket I have my two straps, and then this one has the G3, I think it's Genesis Outdoors or whatever, the strap. I'll have to remember what it's called. I'll post a link to it below. But basically just, you put it around the tree, and I'll show you how it works up there in the tree, but it basically holds your strap to the tree while you're setting your stand. It makes it a lot easier getting in the tree. So that's a pretty cool little addition too. So I put those on there. So once I'm at the base of the tree, I got those two things kind of out. My stand's ready to go. So I usually wear my saddle in, but I'll go ahead and put it on now and just get it kind of prepped. So this is the Custom Gear Cobra. It's a good saddle. It's just, I don't know, had like 20 saddles and they all kind of seem the same. So actually forgot to show you this. So I've got this is 40 foot of, I think it's Canyon 11 millimeter rope. Really good rope. It's really smooth with the Mad Rock, which is to me really important. So I've got 40 foot of that, and I'll usually have it strapped to the top of my Badlands bag. Just carry it on my back on the way in. Briar in my hand. Sorry, there's a lot of briars in these woods. The thing you got to remember if you're going to use a setup like this is that your weight will not be on your tether a lot, so you have to find a way to keep it on the tree without it falling down every time. Because I use a Delta ring, so it's heavy, so it'll just fall. The girth hitch will just fall every time if you don't have something to keep it up there. So what I'll do is I'll take the end of my rope, tie it into my bag here. Normally I would have my camera arm, all that stuff in here, but right now it's empty. So then I have a pull-up rope in this front bag that I'll use to pull up my gun. So I use my pull-up rope to pull up my gun and pull down my rope. So it kind of serves two purposes. So I'll go ahead and have my sticks detached. I'm going really slow with this just so we can kind of show you guys all the details. But normally I can do this. I can be at the base of my tree and in the tree in about 5 to 7 minutes if I really am moving quick. But normally I try to move pretty slow just because slower is quieter. And I'm usually not in a huge rush to get in the tree anyway. So I'll clip that in right here on this little loop. That way it's going up with me. And then I'll take also my pull-up rope and go on the same loop. So that way both my ropes are coming up the same side of the tree. I always try to orientate whatever side my ropes are going to be on to be the side that I'm going to be going up the tree, because if you wrap around the tree too many times, sometimes your ropes can get stuck, and if you end up going around the tree while you're climbing it, you end up wrapping your ropes up and it just causes all kind of issues. Sometimes your bow will get hung at the bottom. A lot of issues I've run into with that. I have to be real careful about climbing trees with a with a tight split in them where it gets real tight at the bottom, because this knot on this rope is pretty thick. It's probably an inch and a half in diameter, and so that'll get stuck in those crotches really easy. And if that happens, you're climbing back up the tree when you're ready to get out of there, climbing back up the tree and getting your rope down. So you just learn things to be careful with and things to watch out for. All right, so we're ready to climb the tree. We got everything kind of prepped. All I gotta do is put my spikes on real quick, so we'll do that real quick, and then we'll be ready to climb the tree. I've climbed a tree with anything nowadays, so I don't really worry about it too much. This is challenging filming, trying to get my camera even with where I'm going to be in the tree. All right, then we'll go up this tree here. You always want to keep your knees slightly bent. Oh, damn! I forgot my stand. Tighten those straps back up. Anyways, what I was saying is you want to leave your knees slightly bent at all times with spikes. All right, just for today's sake, I'm gonna sit here because I'm about even with the camera. Normally if I'm like a little sketched out about the tree and I'm ready to get fully tied in, I'll go ahead and throw my rope around. So I'll go ahead and do that right now, just to do it the safest way possible. That way you're never disconnected from the tree at any point. So right now I got my lineman's loop on. I'll throw this on. There's like a crackhead village off the backside of my property, and they have a bunch of dogs. I'll throw that on there. I'm tethered in. I'm fully tied in, and I'm not going anywhere. This is the one I was telling y'all about that has the little thing that holds it to the tree. Put this like this, and then it has this little piece of bungee here. You tie that in, and then now it'll hold your strap, just like so. So now your strap's hanging in the tree for you, ready to go. Then I'll bring my stand around. You'll throw that around there. Throw that around. Do like this. Give it a little cinch. You'll do that. Boom. All right, you're set. Just like that. I'm in the tree. Boom. All right, now my spikes are off. I'm ready to hunt. All I gotta do now, pull up my bow, set my camera, and I'm ready to roll. So deer I killed on the 20th, November 20th, I was maybe 12 foot up in the tree. I was probably about this high, maybe a little bit low, higher. And then the deer I saw in Kentucky, that really cool deer, I was maybe 8 foot off the ground on that hunt, and he never saw me until it was definitely too late. I mean, I could have killed that deer 3 times over. And then the deer I killed on the 28th of October, I was probably 12 foot up in the tree too, just with good cover. That's all it takes. They won't see you. As long as you're still and you kind of can see them before they see you, then you're usually pretty good. So that's the way I do it. Now I'll kind of show you guys how I get down as best I can, and then we'll wrap it up. Let this down. Shoo. I'll just swing off to the side here. Come down a little bit. Throw one strap over my shoulder. Unclip this one. We're good to go. I'm trying to film this with one hand, or do this with one hand. But now I'll pull a rope out of the tree. Most of the time it just falls down, just like that. Locking the seat down. Throw this right here, just like that. Pretty much my full setup. Pretty easy peasy. It's you know, well, like I said, I think the biggest thing, the most important thing about a setup like this is having practice with it and knowing your abilities, getting a repetitive system that you can remember time in and time out. And then that's all I'm walking out of the woods is right there. I mean, yeah, it's probably a little heavier than some of y'all's setups, but in my opinion, I'm more comfortable. I can turn around, sit down like a lock on. I can hunt with a saddle. Another cool thing that I forgot to show is that stand, you can actually flip the seat down and flip it around, and it turns into a knee pad for saddle hunting. Hunt like a lock on, hunt like a saddle, get in any tree, get any height. I mean, to me, it's just the best setup. So give me your opinions on it. I want to hear what y'all got to say about it, because I'm sure y'all got something to say about it. So tell me what you got to say. I want to hear, you know, what the pros and cons are in your eyes. I feel like this year I was very efficient with it, and definitely helped me kill 2 out of the 3 deer that I killed. Definitely think it helps being mobile, and I think that's probably the biggest thing over whatever you're hunting with. It doesn't really matter what you're hunting with, just stay mobile. Don't get hung up on hunting one deer and one tree and all those type of things. Just move around, you know, try to find the freshest sign. It's been a great year, guys. If you want some GPP merch, I actually don't have anything on right now, but if you want some GPP merch, go to www.georgiapublicproject.com. We have some pretty cool stuff on the website. We're going to be working on bringing some more stuff to the website here soon. Just got to get kind of caught up on life and work and stuff after deer season, and then I'll work on getting some new merch put up. Andrew's helping me with the website too, so we're going to be working on that. So we'll have some new merch coming soon on that. We got some cool trips coming up. We've got Alabama. We're going to hunt the rut in Alabama, 2nd week of January, and we have a big squirrel competition that we're going to be doing that we'll try to make a video out of. We got a couple rabbit hunts coming up, and then in February we're going to Florida to hunt iguanas, and we're going to be on a boat hunting iguanas, and I think we might be doing a python hunt or possibly a hog hunt, one of the two, and probably some fishing and stuff like that too. So that's going to be a fun little 4-day getaway that we're going on in February, just to kind of try to pick up some different type content. And then hopefully we'll be bringing some great turkey hunting content coming this spring. And then into summer, we do a lot of fly fishing, do a lot of wild trout fishing up here in North Georgia. So we'll be trying to push towards getting some really cool fly fishing videos up, some cool content, just to kind of attract different audiences, because obviously everybody doesn't just want to watch deer hunting, and everybody doesn't just want to watch turkey hunting. So we're trying to kind of expand our content a little bit, so we appreciate you guys' support, and we really do appreciate you guys sticking with us and kind of following along as we have all these adventures, and we're trying to, you know, show them to you guys and do our best of documenting them and stuff like that. So thank you guys for following along. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you for the support. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a Merry Christmas.